Hi, y'all. I'm Allison, and it is time to figure out the last of my books that I will be reading in April. So, yeah, we got to set up my Sims TBR. I'm a little afraid. They've been so mean to me lately. I really hope we only have 5 books this time. But if the past is anything to go by, I could be in a world of trouble. So, real quick, I did add a couple of rules to my game. I will roll a 6-sided die. Whatever number that lands on for that selection of the book, it'll basically be a guided mood read, which will give me a little bit of flexibility. I think that'll help. And then my second thing will be if I do not complete at least half of my TBR, I will have to spin the wheel of shame. And that wheel I am building with all of the books that I didn't get to. I fully expected my brilliant idea of last week to not come into play until months down the road. I thought, oh, I'll finish this TBR, no problem. I've only got to finish Emma and read one more book for my Just Spin It list, and smooth sailing. I can do this. Well, here we are, March 31st, and I'm only halfway through Emma, and I haven't picked up another book. So, considering I still have to edit all of that, I don't see it happening. I don't see me completing that list. So, let's go into my wheel, and I will show y'all what I didn't read by simply updating the wheel, and we will find out which book is going to be added to my list. And then we can get into The Sims and see what torture they have for me. April's going to be great. Are we ready? So here it is, my Wheel of Shame. It's so pretty. I like the colors, but I have a feeling this is going to become something that causes my eye to twitch. And now we get to add all of the books that I didn't get to for March. Starting with Art Fraud Detective. We're starting with the books that I didn't complete for Just Spin It. Eleanor of Aquitaine. A Darker Shade of Magic. I was really surprised, but my library does not have any copies, and I live in a pretty big city. So I could have done it as an ebook download from them, but I didn't want to be bothered. I will figure that out whenever it comes up on the wheel. Didn't even get to my 4-hour audiobook or a Hex Haul, which I was really looking forward to. I do not have to do a spin for The Sims because I did read 5 out of those 9, so I hit my halfway mark. Let's spin this, see what my punishment book will be. A Midsummer Night's Dream. I'm okay with that. Just add it account. If it gets up to 3 and I don't read it, then it has to be unhauled. So there we go. All right, it could have been worse. At least it's a small one, and I do enjoy these. So, all right, we'll be adding that on. I do want to say real quick, I can potentially spin the wheel twice if I fail both Sims and Just Spin It TBRs. I do not have one for my extras. I'm not doing a spin for that. Although if I don't finish those books, they will be added to the wheel. Those are always a priority for me because I like coloring in my bullet journal. I think this is the first time I didn't get it to it within the month. But I will definitely be reading The Lost Girls of Ireland in March so I can keep up to date with that challenge too. So we've got 2 more thrown on there, plus I'll be finishing Emma. Yay. Let's go ahead and roll the die and see which one will be my prompted mood read. Okay, y'all ready? 5. I was hoping for a low number, so if they did give me extras, I would have had more, but that means I would need 10 books to have 2. So anyway, let's get into the game. We are going to Hank's house this time. So here we are back in Willow Creek. I am nervous. My Sims have just been evil lately. Hank's family is long gone, so I brought in some Sims that my daughter made for me for like a bachelorette type of challenge that was part of this. I love Lilith. Did you see her? I think my daughter had way too much fun making these Sims, but she did a great job. Okay, we're gonna have to interrupt the girls' little chat and get to work over here. The way this is gonna work, my Sims in the past that were authors wrote books and replaced the titles with reading prompts. Simple as that. I just tell my Sim to read something and we pick our books based on that. We've got 5 women in the house and we're gonna pick 5 books. Did you hear me, Goldie? We're only doing 5 books. And I hope they're going to be nice to me this time and not give me tons of extra. Dystopian. Not bad. Goldie's starting out pretty cooperative. I hope the trend continues and all of the ladies treat me well. But we will see as this plays out. I am feeling very indecisive. So it took me a little bit to find a book for this, but I finally did. Rebellious by Chrissy Pebbles. This is actually still a freebie on Nook. I got it back in 2017. I did start the series, but I didn't finish it. I don't remember how far in I got. It's 4 parts. They're very short, like 150 pages. Despite the unfortunate cover, because the cover is very misleading. It sets a whole different tone of the book. It's not a romance or something like that. That's not it. This is a dystopian. We have Sky, who is living in an underwater city because a meteorite has struck the earth and the air is unbreathable. So they've been living underwater. Some have made it up to the surface. People are starting to go back up, and she desperately wants to get up there because there is a serial killer on the loose and a stalker. And Sky also believes that her government is lying to her and she doesn't trust them. So this is definitely a dystopian world. And I remember being really surprised by how much I enjoyed this book because a lot of times, the freebies. Let's go back into the game. Heyden will be picking my next read. Hopefully it'll be a good one. Okay, let's go. Okay, so next up is Heyden over here. Dancing. Nixie is actually a mermaid. Unfortunately, this house does not have a swimming pool. So we might just have to bring her back on another day because she looks so cool when she's in her mermaid form. Okay, let's see. Scratch that. Hell yeah. Remove 1 book from this month's TBR. It can be any title and can be chosen after list is complete. Heyden, you are my new favorite Sim. Love this. Oh my God, I completely forgot this prompt even existed. So yeah, this is going much better than I even hoped it could go. So I was just hoping not to get extra spins. I never dreamed I would get one that would actually remove a book from my list, which will be really good because this month I am also going to be joining Amy at A-Star Reads in her group to continue on in the Mortal Instruments. I didn't get to join the discussion for the first book because there was so much going on. So I definitely want to get in there for the second one, which is City of Ashes. So I was tempted to try and make this be a dystopian, but it's not. So with this removing 1 prompt from my list, that kind of alleviates the extra. So yay. Now we just have to go back in and redraw and see what prompt Heyden will give me because, yeah, if I don't let her redraw, then I've only got 3 books and that might be a little cheating. So let's go back in there and hope that she continues to be the most awesome Sim ever and gives me something that I can work with. Okay, so let's see how this goes.
Friba, Naya Floof. Aksawa, Skiba Glosh. Webus. Cleave. Nifazoop.
Okay, let's see. Title cannot contain the words the or of. Okay, Heyden, normally I would say, yay, you really came through for me. But with being as indecisive as I am, this prompt is so open-ended. And I really, really struggled to try and find something that I wanted to read for it, because this would have been the perfect prompt for the mood read, where I can just take my time because there's so many options and pick something in the moment. But yeah, it's my mood read is number 5, so we'll see. So what I decided to do, I am really psyched for sci-fi at the moment. I am going to go with Skyward. This will be my very first time to read Brandon Sanderson, so I'm excited to see what all the hype is about. I hope I enjoy it, and I have been intrigued by this book and this storyline ever since I heard it the first time. I know it's a YouTube darling. I hope I'm going to love it. Also, I'm a little afraid because I know Brandon Sanderson has a pretty extensive backlist, and I may be opening a whole new can of worms and adding a new favorite author, but we will see how this plays out. I'm feeling really optimistic, which is a very, very scary thing to be when you're playing a TBR game. If you don't have one, trust me, it's like the kiss of death. We're going to go back in and see what my little mermaid Nixie has for me. Okay, I'm scared. Let's see if she's going to give us something just as awesome. I don't know if I can be that lucky. Oh, and I found out why, if you've been keeping up with these TBRs every month. The one time when my pop-ups weren't working, it was because I turned off the little plum bobs up top, and that ruined all the hover effects. So we kind of have to deal with all of this extra. So sorry for that. Fan fiction. We get this one a lot. I'm honestly getting a little tired of it, but it'll work. This prompt is like that pushy little kid in school that was always going to the front of the line, and the teacher would have to tell him, "You were first last time, go to the back of the line." It just keeps popping up. But that's okay, because I do have a lot of books that would fill this one. The Dante Club by Matthew Pearl. Yeah, we've got a group of scholars who are translating Dante's Inferno and discovering new information and about to release it into the world. But some in the literary circle want to keep this information obscure and hidden, and there are murders happening. So the literary geniuses now find themselves trying to solve the murder. I've never read The Divine Comedy by Dante, so I'm familiar with it, with this, Dante, the circles of hell and everything, but I've never read it. So I don't know if that's required, quote unquote, before reading the Dante Club, if I would appreciate it more, or if knowing just the general knowledge of it is enough. I bought it March 28, 2010. I have had this book for 12 years, waiting for me to read Dante's Inferno. So if that's not necessary, let me know. So we get to hop back in, and it is Natasha's turn. Let's go. Let's find Natasha. There she is. She is working out and listening to Japanese music, Japanese folk. Okay, let's have her pick a book for us. Oh, Lilith's not doing her vampire walk. But she looks sad. Oh, never mind. All right, Natasha. think she was inspired by Black Widow from Marvel. Audible. Nice. You would think that I would be scared of this prompt because it is so broad and I'm so indecisive. But Audible, I am so picky when it comes to narrators that I have a very limited selection to choose from, thankfully. And I am currently working through 2 series. So what I've been doing is just bouncing back and forth between, depending on what mood I'm in at the moment. Right now, I am in the mood to continue on with the Saxon Tales. Here's the Audible version. I will be listening to the book. I've had these forever. This is Bernard Cornwell, and I'm up to The Flame Bearer, which is book 10. I believe there are 13 in the series, so I'm getting close. You may be more familiar with this as The Last Kingdom on Netflix with Uhtred. I could listen to him talk all day. Accent and the cadence in which he speaks, I'm there for it. Anyway, these books I love them. I read these back when they first came out, and I am thoroughly enjoying the reread and really enjoying the Audible versions, especially now that the narrator is consistent and we're no longer changing. If you do watch the show, the show and the books, think of them more as companions to each other. The show kind of expands some characters that have a minor role in the book, or they change them, and the book expands on some stuff that of course doesn't make it into the show, but together they really do work. So I'm enjoying both of them. The show, I believe they're doing, each season is 2 books in the series. I think they're going to stop at season 5, so the last one should be coming out, because at the time the series was only 10 books deep and we've got 3 more, if I'm remembering correctly, which I'm 95% sure. But anyway, highly recommend both the books, the audio, and the TV show. The books, I will say, they don't give you as much world building as characters and everything. So it was really nice to watch the Netflix and to be able to envision what they're wearing and the environments that they're in and everything else. But yeah, love it. Okay, let's go back in. We have one last spin. So my hands are in the fate of Lilith. My hands are in the fate of Lilith, my vampire. And that's a scary thing because you're so close to having a really good one. Let's see what happens. Oh, at least this one will become my mood read.
Baby joy.
Oh, we're going to have to interrupt Lilith's dancing and have her pick one. I don't know why I keep going to open. Okay. Is the streak going to continue? Got a blue one. Okay. While I am so very tempted to do 2 of these, I'm going to have her redraw. Maybe. I think. I wouldn't mind 3 books. Okay, we're gonna... Oh my god. Okay, against my better judgment, I'm gonna have her redraw. Please be something good. By the way, that is not a new prompt. Okay, are we ready? We just did that one last month. Last letter, first letter. Okay. We're going again. I'm sorry. I mean, I just did that one for Spin It, not even last month. I already have that prompt this month. Oh, hell no. This is what I get because I think I'm going to be doing this anyway. Oh, why didn't I just accept? All right, Lilith, I didn't expect to be pulling the wheel of shame back out so quickly, but you have decreed such, so I shall do your bidding. We will go fire that puppy back up and choose another book from it. Now, since this is a mood read, I have some options here. I think, because this was my lucky spin, so this makes it a mood read. I think what I'm going to do is go ahead and spin the wheel again for kicks and giggles, because it just makes my brain happy watching it spin. Not necessarily the result, but we'll spin it and choose a set of book for now. But knowing full well that I have the option at any time during the month to go back in, and I can either just pick a book that I want off the list, or if I'm feeling indecisive still, I can respin and get another book. Let's go back to the wheel and hope I get one of the shorter books on the list. Didn't expect to be back here within the same video, but it is what it is. A Midsummer Night's Dream has already been selected, so if it comes up again, I'm just going to respin. So let's see what my book from Lilith is going to be. Ready? So I am not going to put count +1 on here until I actually commit it to my list. So since it's a mood read, I have to actually take it off the shelf, and then I'll add the count. Okay, you know what? I think technology and the TBR gods and everything, they just like to toy with me. Because I don't have a plan for if I'm going to buy a darker shade of magic or just suck it up and download the book from the library. So, of course, it came up on the wheel for Lilith. But I do have an out with that because that is my mood read. So if I am not feeling that, I can go in and spin the wheel again or just choose one from my list later in the month. So that's something I can worry about later. This house is really small, so it's just going to be a very quick look at it. Over here we have the kitchen that y'all may have already. And we're just going to go aerial view for the rest. Master bedroom. This was the heir's bedroom. And then we've got 3 kids' rooms. And then 2 bathrooms. Simple as that. A nice little family home. It's a quaint little house. And out front, this lot makes it go up and down, so sorry about that. So they just have a garden and some playground stuff over here. That is it. That is Hank's house. That wasn't too bad. My Sims, I didn't get any extras other than self-inflicted from creating this wheel, because me and my bright ideas. But it could have been worse. I think this is the first time I've gotten 5 from The Sims. 4! I have to knock off a book. Okay, let's knock off one of these puppies. My options. Got these 2, and I'll put up top. We're going to leave the darker shade of magic off there because that's my mood read. So I'm definitely not going to scratch that one off my list. So out of these 4... I am going to drop the Dante Club, simply because I don't know if I need to read Inferno first. So if y'all can let me know, then I'll know how to handle this book in the future. Okay, so there, my 4 books for The Sims. I can work with that. Because, you know, of course, I'm not done. Do have 2 more books to add, in addition to City of Ashes, for Amy's book club, and that is Read Your Bookshelf. So this month, ooh, look, I've got it colored in this time. We're doing initials in title. Now, here's something y'all don't know about me. My first name is actually Julie. So I go by my middle name, Allison, and my last name starts with M. So I got to find some jam in my books. So let me go find one. And I think what we'll do this time is I will take you over to the website that Chantel's husband set up for her. How cool is that? To where you can track the challenge. So if you want to join, you can see. Here is the homepage for Hey Reader. This is created by Chantel Reads All Day. And my TBRs in progress is the 2022 Read Your Bookshelf Challenge. It's simple as this. It's one book a month. And you just go to the month, type in your title, and select your book. Sometimes I have to put in the author, and more often than not, I don't. So there it is. You save it, and now it's on there. So when I'm done reading it, I just come back, mark it as read. You also do have the option to did not finish. And people are chit-chatting down here about their books and their progress. So there you go, if you've never seen her site. Isn't that just too cool? I love that. And I get way too much a sense of accomplishment when that green little check mark shows up. All right, so I've really enjoyed this book. I've read it before, and it's one of my favorites that I've gone back to a couple of times. But we are continuing the stories of both Pride and Prejudice and Sense and Sensibility by following Anne, Darcy's cousin, and Caroline, Bingley's sister, and also Marianne from Sense and Sensibility. The three ladies are now married, and they're all married to military men. And Napoleon has escaped from exile. So all three of the colonels are being called back to action, and the women are left at home to manage things and fear for their husbands' lives. And we have J, Jane, A, Austin, fighting men, M. So I even got it at the beginning of the letters, or at the beginning of the words. Let's move on to my last book, which, as everybody probably already knows, is going to be a Buzzword. I haven't filled in because I haven't read Marches yet, but we've got little or big in the title. So any variations of those adjectives. Sorry. And I am going with a contemporary YA, 13 Little Blue Envelopes by Maureen Johnson, the author of the Truly Devious series. Everything for Jenny will change this summer because of 13 Little Blue Envelopes. If I remember correctly, a relative passes that she was close to, and she left her these letters, 13 of them, that send her on an adventure of a lifetime that changes Jenny's outlook in life. Let me do a little bit of quick math. 4 for The Sims, 5 for Spin It, 4 for my extras, Reading Club, and last month's Buzzword. Okay, let's actually try that again. 5 for The Sims, 4 for 5 for Just Spin It, 4 for The Sims, another 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm getting loopy again. Okay. Let me try this. 5 for The Sims. 5 for Just Spin It. 4 for The Sims. That's 9. 4, so 1, and then for the extras. So now we're up to 13. I didn't read last month's Buzzword. 14. Amy's Book Club. 15. So 15 for the month. And I have to finish Emma, which I'm halfway through. Send help. I hope I've entertained y'all because I've just confused myself and just I don't know if I'm coming or going, but actually I'm at the end of the video, so I am in fact going. I wish y'all a great reading month, and I hope to be back very soon with an unboxing of Peru's box for the Wordy Traveler and a proper monthly wrap up. And I'm definitely going to start doing reviews again, but I'm going to structure that a little bit differently so it makes a little bit more sense. But you will see that all through the month of April. If you've enjoyed my mess, please give me a fun thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe so you can see more of my chaos in the future. Check out Hey Reader. Join us with the Mortal Instruments. I will have the channels down below in the description. And I will see y'all next time. Bye now. Now I get to piece it all together and get it edited before tomorrow. Wish me luck.